Hey, what up?
What's up?
How's it going?
I guess that was towards me. Sorry, I'm a little out of it today. My back is like freaking killing me.
Yeah, been
But yeah, it's been fun. Yay, weather changes.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing. What up, guys? How's it going? So we're gonna be talking about Game of Thrones.
Cool.
Cool. No, for real. Yeah, we're really excited about the new season coming out. I've been a really big fan of the show for a year because that's when I started watching it. I was a little 5 years behind on that one.
A little bit.
Yeah. You've been watching it since the beginning, right?
No, I watched it since like the third season.
Like you went back and watched the rest?
Yeah.
Yeah. I started watching. Yeah, I think it was about a year ago. I started watching. So during season 6, whenever Hold the Door became a thing.
Oh my god, yeah.
After that episode and all the hype and like my friends murdering me for not watching it and me missing out on all the parties, I went back and started from season 1 and finished the whole series
3 days.
Well, realistically, I think it was like 2 weeks. I
I
finished.
think it was like a week.
It might have been less. Yeah, no one saw
I was
me.
like, hey Philly, want to hang out? No, I'm like watching Game of Thrones.
It's like I'm on season 3, episode 9, Red Wedding. And
yeah. It was crazy. It's like before.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry to cut you off. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, read the books, anything, or don't want to hear about any speculation about the new season, go watch something else. Just putting
Yeah.
that out there.
Like you do anyway.
Sorry, continue.
No, I just find it funny because like whenever everyone talked about like Game of Thrones, like before I got into it, it was always like, oh, the Red Wedding,
Yeah.
and no one told me that it happened in the third season. So I'm like sitting there like struggling through the few first episodes of the first season because they throw names at you like crazy, and I'm just
Yeah, I
like,
was
who's
so
that?
confused.
Who's that? Like I didn't know until like the end of the season. I kind of got my bearings, and then I go all through the second season. And I'm like, where the hell is this Red Wedding that everyone talks about? And the third season hits, and I'm like, yup.
I was like, oh, yep, that's it.
Yeah, no, it's as good as
That's
everybody
the Red
says
Wedding.
it is. It's just you have to get through a lot before you get to it.
Yeah, but it's a really good show. I don't watch TV really, which I think I've talked about before on here. Really don't watch much TV, and it's a great show, really cool. I'm trying to think what. So I remember I watched the first episode. I had absolutely no idea that Cersei and Jaime were brothers. So I found out
Brother and sister.
brother and sister, whatever.
Caitlyn
Sorry
Jenner edition.
Sorry there. Brother and sister. And I found out like the next day at work, so I told someone, one of my employees, that I started watching, and she started telling me about that. They're like, yeah, they're brother and sister. I was like, wait, what? So they were, yeah, I didn't get that right away.
Which apparently
I
they
didn't-
added in a short scene. Because apparently, like when they first filmed
yeah,
it,
they didn't
didn't
have
mention
that,
anything about
so
it.
no one knew. 'Cause
And
they
then,
mentioned, I'm sorry, no, they had that. They added in I think it was like Tyrion saying like, "Oh, our beloved sister" or something like that, whatever it was.
yeah, I think Tyrion like
Said
ad-libbed
something.
Yeah.
And it was like voiced over. Someone was saying.
Yep.
Yeah, we were literally having this conversation with our friends a week ago maybe, not even. But yeah, it took me a while to get like all the character relationships too. Like,
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, it's a lot on you right at the beginning, but a lot of people thought the first couple episodes were slow. I didn't think so. After episode 1, I was like, continue.
I wouldn't say slow. I would say so much information
It's a
being
lot.
thrown at you.
It's a lot.
You kind of have to watch it twice.
Yeah, which
Which you said was kind of cool though. Like watching them all in order,
All
you
in-
kind of picked up a lot of stuff that you wouldn't know.
I would have killed myself if I had to wait that long in between each episode.
Yeah.
Like when Jon Snow died, I knew Jon Snow wasn't, like when he died, I was like, oh, like I didn't think he was actually dead, only because like there was so much. By that point I was at like the next week's episodes was going to be like Battle of the Bastards. So I knew he was alive because of that.
Yeah.
So like when he died, I was like, whatever, I know he's not really dead, but I could imagine watching that as as someone watching for the first time, and then you're telling me I have to wait a year to find out. I would have killed someone.
Yeah.
I would have been really mad.
Last season was amazing though.
Yeah, that was by far like
That
one of the
battle
most well
scene.
done. Yeah, Battle of the
Oh
Bastards.
my god.
I also like the finale, Winds of Winter.
Yeah, I'm still with the battle scene.
That
was
one's
ridiculous.
definitely better.
Yeah, they spent a lot of money on that.
Yeah, and
That's better than Red Wedding by far.
yeah, that was very good. Like it was like so much going on, but so well put together. Like it wasn't just pointless action going on at all times. It was really well done.
So good.
Winds of Winter. That was the finale of the last season. I loved that soundtrack they did at the beginning, which they used in the trailer. We were just watching it
yeah.
for the new season. That like song, like very suspenseful, building up. I was pissed that Marjorie died.
Yeah. I mean, we don't really know if she's dead though.
They're all dead.
Yeah, but
Well,
it's
only,
like a TV
I know
show.
they're well because she did an interview on it because I don't know if she asked to be killed off or if they killed her off because of like scheduling because she wanted to do like other movies and stuff.
Oh, that's messed up.
Which I have a feeling that Sansa might be killed off next season, only because or Arya, one of the two. But if I had to pick between the two, I'd say Sansa because if you look, they both got like tattoos, like matching tattoos,
Mm.
and it seemed like pretty sentimental. So like one of them was gonna be leaving the show, and then Sophie Turner, the actress who plays Sansa, she's doing all these movies, like
Could
a
be.
lot. So like, where is
I don't know. She seems to be playing a pretty crucial role in this.
I think she'll.
upcoming season.
I think so, but
I
I
don't
think
know
it
if
might
they'll kill
end
her
in. Well, like think of that's exactly like Marjorie. You always thought like she has something huge up her sleeve, like she's gonna destroy everyone, and then she died. Like we never really found out exactly which way she was gonna go. Like you kind of when she was with the High Sparrow, she kind of manipulated that whole thing,
Mm.
and she had that working in her favor. But then she died.
This is true.
So we don't really know. I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen with the dragons.
Yeah.
And like if one of them so there's in the books there's I don't know if it was in the books or I think it was one of his other novels which no one's really sure but it might be in the same world that Game of Thrones takes in but no one's really sure but there's ice dragons or it might have been in the books I also don't remember
It was in the books.
what it was in the books right
Yeah.
like there were rumors of ice dragons in the books
Actually,
no it was one of his other books no
no, it was in the books. I random in my head. I could have swore I saw a preview with an ice dragon. I
don't
kind of remember
think
seeing a video. It may just be.
well
in my
there was a
head.
lot of there was a lot of like
Just fake
fan
ones?
posters and stuff
Okay, it could have been that.
with ice dragons and that's so like one of the original like rumors that kind of started going around is that I forgot which dragon I might have been Viserion which one of Daenerys' smaller dragons dies in like a big battle and then he becomes resurrected by the Night King
Mm.
and becomes like a white walker dragon so like that might happen that would be pretty cool. I have a feeling Littlefinger's gonna die.
I hope not.
You like him?
Nah, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think I think like you said, Sansa's gonna play a big role. I think that something's gonna happen there.
Well, that's like a weird relationship there.
yeah,
Like he like loved his mother and I mean her mother and
and then loves her now.
and she's like 16.
Yeah, she's well, no, she's 19 in the series right now.
Oh, now she is okay.
'Cause I think she was 14 when it started.
Okay.
I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's just some weird tension going on there.
Yeah, and then with her and Jon Snow, everything going on is like it's like she didn't trust him, so they need to trust each other.
Yep.
I think so. When they're declaring Jon Snow King of the North, I feel like she seemed okay. I mean, Littlefinger was pissed, but like a lot of people were saying that she was secretly like upset inside that she wanted to rule the North. But I don't think so. But at the same time, I feel like Littlefinger might start playing in her ear. I think what's going to happen is us included, the audience, we're going to be led on to believe that she's going along with him. Like we're going to think that, and then she outsmarts him at the end.
I could see that.
Right? I could see that happening, where it's like Arya with her face or something. Because I thought that the person had to be dead for you to have their face.
Yeah, they
But,
have
like,
to be.
No, because Arya wore like a bunch. Because they had so Jack and Hagar, who's the faceless man that takes Arya
Mhm.
in. Remember how like he had a face,
Yeah.
like his face was like somewhere else. Oh, but he's technically because it was he was wearing the face, and then when Arya is peeling back the face of that dead guy, his face shows up too.
Yeah, but no, she kept peeling faces off, and it kept changing faces.
That's what I mean. But
Yeah, but that might not be his real face, though. Is what they're trying to get
well,
at.
but why?
He's the
How are there
faceless
two
man.
of them? Is what I'm saying. Because he had that face on, and she had the other, and the one she
He's
peeled
like
off.
a faceless. He's supposed to be like a god kind of figure.
Yeah, but there's two of the same face.
Yeah, but he's not a real person.
Plus Arya. Remember when Arya peeled back? One of them was her face,
yeah,
but Arya was her. So like, how do they get Arya's
yeah,
face?
but he's supposed to be like a magical kind of.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We don't know exactly what Arya's capabilities are, where she could pull that off. Too,
Yeah,
now.
well, it's that whole thing's a huge mystery.
Yeah.
Kind of like the whole Brandon saga thing that you don't really know what's going about either.
Yeah, I think so.
Because they ran into his uncle, right?
Yeah,
That was last season or 2 seasons ago.
that was last season, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was last season. Because season 5, he
And
wasn't.
he looked kind of like, wasn't he brought back to life too?
Yeah, he's like, I think
remember.
he was like starting to turn into a White Walker, and someone stopped it. I think I forgot what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Something like that. Um, about Bran. Oh, the how Jon's a Targaryen. Jon Snow. You remember that part?
Yeah,
I think
that's
we're-
probably gonna happen.
I
Because
think
one of the dragons has to be his.
I think we're gonna start seeing more about that, more into that with Bran and exactly what happened. Excuse me, during the rebellion, when the Mad King was killed and everything. I think
Yeah,
we're gonna
because you're
start
starting to see
seeing more
back in
about
the
that.
history and stuff.
Exactly.
And it's probably gonna be Brandon coming back and telling them all like what actually happened.
But at the same time, when he goes through the wall, so the theory is too, like with that, when Bran goes through the wall, I don't think the wall's gonna fall. That's what a lot of people think.
Hmm.
But I think if Bran comes through the wall, because he's the three-eyed raven, the White Walkers will be able to come through the wall too.
Yeah,
That's kind of the theory.
that's kind of what they were getting at.
Yeah. Because why would the three-eyed raven be beyond the wall for all this time? That's because if he passed, he knew they would come too. So I think that's the thing
Yeah,
going
seems pretty
on.
cool. Dragons. So who has which dragon?
Well, they're all Daenerys's. Oh, but
Nah,
like who?
they're not though, really.
I think. So Tyrion was able to touch one.
Yeah, so I think
So-
one of them's his.
Yeah. So from the, I think it was more in the books. I don't think they touch it. Yeah, they definitely don't touch it in the show, but there's like hints of it. So
yeah, there's definitely a scene where he was feeding them.
No, not that. What I'm getting to next, I mean. So Tyrion's mom was named Joanna, I believe, and Tyrion's Cersei, their mom, and everything, and he died while she was delivering him. It is known, like how they say in the show. Haha. All right, never mind. But it's known that Joanna had a thing for some Targaryen. I forget which one.
Mhm.
So people think that it was really a Targaryen. That Tyrion's not really his dad's baby; it's someone else's.
Okay.
And I think they allude to it when Tyrion's killing his father. He says, "You're no son of mine." Obviously,
Yeah.
I don't think he meant it literally, or maybe he did. Maybe he knew. You never know.
No, I could see that.
So I think that could be a possibility. And then Jon would be like the third one.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at like the circle of like leaders, that's kind of what you have. You know,
Like
the three of them.
I think too. The thing is too, like there were no more Targaryens, and now everyone's starting to realize there are a lot of Targaryens. They just didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of what it's going to get to, because there's a Targaryen there's your actual Targaryen, which is Daenerys. There was a Targaryen in the Wall, which was Maester Aemon. He passed away in the show, but who knows if there's any others. The Starks, which let's say Jon's a Stark, even though he's not technically, but Targaryen there. Then the Lannisters, Targaryen there, if it's really Tyrion.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna kind of be the thing. They were really all over the place all along. They never really were faded out like they were intended. And I have a feeling, wow, what's his name? Varys knows like everything already.
I can see it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Either way, it's gonna be a fun
season. Ah.
Especially with what's her face with the blue eyes.
Oh yeah,
breathing.
Cersei in the trailer.
Yeah,
With the
breathing
blue
like
eyes,
ice. I
yeah.
could totally see that.
I don't know. It's a little nuts.
Yes and no. I mean, think about it. She lost all of her kids, like the
Mhm.
prophecy said, right?
Yep.
So she kind of turned very dark. So I could totally see that happening.
Speaking of prophecy, so the visions that Daenerys saw in the House of the Undying, do you remember those from the
No.
show? It was very different in the books, but like we'll just stick with the show for right now because it's gonna be this. That's what the season's gonna be about. Remember that like goblin-looking guy that like steals her dragons when they were babies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was like season 2, I think. So he tells her you need to come to the House of the Undying, which is like they're all like warlocks, sorcerers, whatever. And she starts getting visions when she walks in there. So one of them is that she was reunited with her dead husband, and they had the kid and everything. The second vision, or whatever vision, I only remember 2 of them right now. She was walking through the throne room, and it was like all like burned down. It was snowing in there, I believe. So that kind of shows like winter came, everything got burned down.
Which
and
also makes sense with what we were talking about before we actually started recording, was the wildfire.
yeah. So
Because I was pretty much saying, like, you know, they're going to be kind of upset that they used all the wildfire during that one battle that they had. But then Phil's like, no, the entire
It's
town.
it's all over the city.
Yeah, which is gonna be.
So could it maybe, because there's a bunch of different rumors that Cersei could have killed. I'm sorry, that Jaime might kill Cersei because now she's the Mad Queen,
Yeah.
and it's basically a repeat of what happened with the Mad King. So she could try to blow everyone up. He kills her, which that's a whole other prophecy in itself, because the prophecy was that she'll basically be died by the Valonqar, which is Valyrian for little brother.
Hmm.
And he's technically, even though they're twins, she was born first. There's like all this debate and stuff that he might be the one to kill her.
Well, little brother can also mean.
Tyrion, but
Tyrion.
apparently in Valyrian, I don't think there's like gender or something, so it could really be any, and brother's also not literal brother. It could be like someone close to you who's
Mhm.
younger than you.
A mystery. Bunch of
It could
mystery.
be a bunch of stuff. But
I
back to the.
think-
Sorry.
I think they're all gonna come into the little town there, and they're just gonna blow up all the White Walkers.
Well, I think so.
That's what I foresee.
I'll get there in a second. Back to the House of Undying. I think that kind of signifies there will be no Iron Throne to take by the end of everything. Which, like, as think about history, does that really exist anymore? Like kingdoms and stuff like that? Not really. Maybe a couple countries.
Yeah, but I think the point's gonna be that like they work together to get to that. So like that's like a end of an era.
Yeah. So
I could see that. But aren't they also splitting the season? Like technically the season's split up across 2 seasons.
yeah, pretty
Right.
much.
There's only like 7 episodes per.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And they were also talking about. They were originally talking about doing like a movie to end the series, but I don't think they're doing that anymore. Who knows? They're talking about a bunch of different things like prequels. But so after the visions, you talk about the prophecy with Cersei. There's also a prophecy that it's called the Azor Ahai, if I remember correctly, which is like remember how Melisandre was always preaching about the prince who was promised.
Mm.
Like she thought it was Stannis, then Jon Snow, basically the person that will be able to fight the White Walkers and bring on the New Dawn, whatever they call it,
Yeah.
like end everything. So now people are saying it's Jon Snow. There's a sword called Lightbringer, which is going to be used to defeat the Night King. So people are saying that there was like a sword on Ned's bedside during the flashback, and I think Jon Snow has that sword now or something. So that might be Lightbringer, the sword.
Well, he was able to fight because wasn't his Valyrian steel? Was the
Yeah,
only
well,
thing that
any
could cut
Valyrian
through.
steel could kill a
Yeah,
White
yeah,
Walker.
Which that was.
But
the sword
apparently, only that special one will be able to like
End
wipe them out
everything.
or whatever. And then I don't know if I don't remember. It's been a while because I never like fully read the books. Like I skimmed through them. I read like summaries. I have I have two or one of them that I like started reading. I never really finished, so I never read the books fully. Like I have an general understanding of a lot of the things. I know not as much as everyone else, but I'm pretty sure in the books there's something. So the Zor Ahai has to kill the Nisa or something, which is like someone they love. So like their wife, and they have to sacrifice them and kill them for Lightbringer to activate, and then they could kill the White Walkers or whatever, end Winter. Correct me if I'm wrong, but distinctly remember reading that.
Hmm.
So people are saying that Daenerys and Jon are going to end up together, which makes sense because Targaryens are incestuous, even though they probably won't know it at first that they're aunt and nephew. Weird how that works. And that he's going to end up having to kill her to end everything.
There's a lot.
But
of,
I feel like that's too obvious, though.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people coming up with crazy
Yeah, there's a lot of
connections and yeah.
But I feel like that would be too obvious. I honestly, as much as I like Daenerys, I think she's gonna die, because she's kind of that one everyone's been rooting for since the beginning. I think she's either gonna die or she's just not gonna get what she wants. She'll go back home or something. Like I definitely don't think she's gonna win the Game of Thrones if anyone does. I think that vision she had means no one's gonna win it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's very.
There's so much stuff they
I've
can
also
do.
spent a lot of time looking into
And
this.
obviously they're good at killing characters off that everyone loves, so that could always happen.
Yeah, it's goodbye Tyrion.
Yep. That's why you always drink when you watch the show, just in case.
When the Red Wedding happened, I was like, because I heard about it, but I didn't know. Once it happened, I remember like, okay, I now remember someone telling me that's when like half the cast gets killed off. But like when I started watching the show, I forgot that someone had told me that. So then after it happened, I was just standing there, sitting at my television with my mouth open, and then I was like, that's why they called it the Red Wedding. Like started coming together. Yeah, that was nuts. Yeah, that's. Trying to think what else I have.
I don't know. I mean, if you guys got any comments on what you think's gonna happen,
Yeah, I'll talk about it all day. Like, I'll hit you up in the comments pack just talking about it. It's really cool. I really like the show. Hopefully, you all like the show.
They need to make like an amusement park. How cool would that
Shh,
be?
stop giving them our ideas.
Yeah, right. No, so for
'Cause-
those of you that don't know, there's apparently a bar in Washington D.C. that is Game of Thrones themed.
Yeah.
They have
The
wall
wall
of
of faces and everything is really cool.
and I need to go because that looks awesome.
Yeah.
But-
we probably are gonna go before it closes, hopefully.
Apparently, it's only up for so many months.
Yeah, I think it's up till the end of August. We could try to get
yeah,
there.
we gotta get to D.C.
Yeah, we don't live too far away. A
Nah,
couple
it's like
hours.
4 hours.
Yeah.
We
That
gotta
we're gonna
do
try
it.
to do it.
But yeah,
And
someone
we'll-
needs to open
We'll
up a
vlog it
freaking
so you guys could see it.
amusement park like Universal. Please open up like a Game of Thrones section.
No, we'll do it instead.
No, we don't have the money for that, Phil. Please do.
We'll
it.
rob a bank. No, I'm
It'd be
kidding.
So awesome. So awesome.
Yeah.
At night, you could have like the White Walkers attack. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Brilliant.
Or like a Halloween themed Game of Thrones, like but like not zombies but White Walkers.
Six Flags hit us up.
How cool would that be?
Six Flags hit us up. Fright Fest, White Walker. Yo. Do you know how Six Flags is like open during winter now?
Yeah.
White Walker winter.
I know that'd be awesome, but they're not going to do it. Plus
No.
the amount of money and royalties and stuff. They'll probably never do it.
No.
But it's cool.
We
It'd
could-
be a good
one,
idea.
One could dream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would love like even like think of video games. So they have that what was it called? Like Walking Dead had a similar style game where it's basically it's a game. I know it's available on iOS. It might be available on Android. You could also play it on like PC or PS4, whatever it was. But it's like you make decisions. It's basically like it's a story.
Yeah,
and
it's a story game.
you have to make like decisions, and the decisions you make impact the outcome.
Mhm.
Like they did that, but it was like with characters not from the show. It was like a separate family called the Foresters. I enjoyed it, but I would like to see like a real like Game of Thrones video game where it's all, you know what I mean? Like you could play as one of the royal families, you could reenact it, like or you could be someone else altogether in the Game of Thrones. Like I would love to see that.
I would just like a game where I could be a dragon, just destroy stuff. I mean, they've had games like that, but
I don't say there's this game on
That'd
the
be so
Oculus
cool.
where you're an eagle and you just fly around. I'm sure if I look, there's probably one like that.
there's probably.
There's 5 million games now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have anything else?
No, just that I need some type of medicine and sleep.
On that note, no. Yeah. Yeah, comment below again if you have any suggestions suggestions, any input on Game of Thrones, anything you want.
Yeah, let us know, or any ideas that you have that you think are going to happen during this
Yeah.
season. That would be kind of.
That's what I was trying to say. I don't know where I was going with
Yeah.
that. But yeah, and sorry this is kind of all over the place. We didn't really structure this. We kind of just started
yeah, we
talking.
kind of don't anymore. We find it's better if we just start talking.
Yeah,
about
we used to
stuff.
spend all this time, like we'd be sitting here for like an hour trying to figure it out, and yeah, not worth it. You
No,
just hit
it's
record and
so
start
much
talking,
easier. Yeah.
and it's more natural.
Yep. Especially
I
when we find a
watched-
topic that we want to talk.
Yeah, I watched back our first podcast. I kind of cringed a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
I mean, it was
that's-
good information, but I was cringing.
Yes, you're not used to it. I guess.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
We're hoping to get more guests on.
yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
We have a couple, just to give you guys like some perspective. We have a couple things lined up. We're just trying to work out the scheduling. He works overnights. I work early mornings. It's
It's kind of hard.
yeah, it's just hard to coordinate things. We also want to do different style videos other than just these podcasts. Like we have so many ideas, we just don't get to
Yeah.
do any of them because of our schedule right now.
Yeah, we pretty much can only like hang out one day a week.
Yeah,
so-
and like this this does take a lot of time to edit, not because there's a lot of actual editing, but it's such a large file.
It's
it takes-
huge. Don't ever shoot 4K.
Not even 4K. It's it's the ProRes.
Yeah, the
I
device
could-
shoots 4K but it converts to ProRes. ProRes takes
It takes up so much space, and I can't
it's
do
like
it.
200 gigs an episode, right?
I can't. Yeah, it's about that. And the shorter ones we've been doing are like 180 to 200. I started editing off on hard drive because if you try editing on your computer, like as it's rendering, it essentially doubles it.
Yeah.
So I only have my MacBook is only a 500 gig hard drive, so I can't do that. So I've just been editing off an external hard drive. Like this one will probably be able to get away with on my Mac or even off the SSD, but it takes longer when it's on a hard drive.
Yep.
If it's not in ProRes, I have to wait for this thing to render until I could even touch it. It's just
And
annoying.
then when you go to upload it,
It takes
the
forever to
videos
upload.
how big are the videos? They're like almost 100 gigs, right?
Well, no, when
Sometimes.
I upload to YouTube, I compress it. It becomes like a 15 gig file.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad.
So like it's still like it's basically think of like how people record in 4K and then down convert it to 1080p. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's still better than just recording in H.264 whatever it is, but then I convert it to that when I upload. But it does take quite a bit, so that's why it's just been these for right now. But we do have ideas that we're gonna try to do as soon as possible to get out there. I had some gaming footage that I recorded, but then looking back on it, I wasn't too pleased with how it came out. So we have these style microphones we use here for the podcast, where I was playing, in my room where I have my gaming stuff. I have a condenser microphone which picks up everything, and I have a really loud air conditioning right next to it, so you just hear that blaring. So it just didn't come out really good. And I couldn't do noise removal on it because it was so much. My voice sounded like I was underwater.
Yeah.
But in terms of podcasts, we have we have some guests that are going to be coming on. We have them slotted. We just need to figure out dates to record. But we're going to be talking about like a retro game collection. He's going to show it off, and a couple other things that we want to keep a surprise so no one steals it. I'm kidding.
Yeah, and I wanted to do some reviews. It's just I haven't had time to sit down and actually.
Yeah, we still have
Record it.
your DJI goggles.
Yeah, well, the other issue too is that Phil has
It's-
the only 4K cameras. If we did 1080p, it would totally like work.
I'm sorry. How
because-
many times have I told
because
you
he
you
could
could borrow my
record.
camera?
And I'm just saying.
Well, no, but it's easier
that's
with two
also kinda
people.
the
You
hard part.
can't. You can't. I mean, I guess you could put it on a tripod, but it's hard for you to like film
Yeah.
the review as you're actually doing the stuff. It's hard.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're getting better at it. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But,
We'll get there. But if there's
there's
anything you want to
that.
see, because again, we're trying to stay. We have these podcasts, which we'll talk about whatever. If you have a suggestion for this, let us know. As long as we think we could compose something, we'll do it. If you have any other suggestions outside of a podcast, we're trying to keep it mostly tech, gaming related, and that kind of category. But we're open to suggestions. If there's something you want us to try or anything like that, just let us know.
Yeah.
We'll consider it and or do it.
And I'll be in Ocean City, Maryland in 2 weeks, so
Yeah.
hopefully there'll be some
Nice
drone
drone
footage
footage.
of bikinis. No, I didn't say that.
You're kidding. Wink.
But yeah, so
Yeah, that's all I got.
I guess
Anything
we-
else?
Nah, that's all I got right now.
All right. We will see you next week.
Yep. See you.
See you later.
Have fun.